down the Hunter Bridge, on the road, right? Unless you're doing the marathon.
Hey guys, HW. I'm back in the city. Finally the rain's let up. It's been raining cats and dogs here in Sydney for weeks now. I say it again, the Bureau of Meteorology in Australia told us that it was going to be a dry, hot autumn and winter, or dry and warmer autumn and winter, and it's been nothing like that. It's been wet and cold. So today, finally, as we see all the punters skirting around York Street and Margaret Street on their lunch break, it's beautiful clear blue skies, which we'll have a look at in a minute. It's going to be 21 degrees Celsius in Sydney today, and the winds from the west at 6 kilometres an hour. And I tell you what, the good news is first, the flat white has arrived. Oh. Let me get this. Yes, that hits the spot. So we're sitting at Cafe Portico below Scott's Church in Sydney, on the corner of Margaret and York Streets, and it is quite a delight. I tell you what, it's packed in there. When I went in there to order the flat white, it was absolutely chockers. So I'm glad that I got a seat outside. But while I'm here having a coffee, let me have a bit of a rant. We'll do the rant early today. I want you to look up on YouTube after this vid and have a look at the Australia's new tourism ad. It's just come out in the last week, and it features Robert Irwin, who's the son of Steve Irwin, the famous crocodile man. And as an Australian, I'm quite embarrassed, let me tell you. You have a look at it yourself and tell me whether it hits the mark or not. I've got a sister in advertising and she's blowing up as well. I don't know who they think they're going to attract to these shores with that ad. Just to give you an idea before you have a look at it yourself. So Tourism Australia, I think they spent something like $50 million on the ad, just on its own. It's supposed to be targeting Americans, Indians, Chinese and Japanese, I think, are the main target markets. But they're trying to attract Americans over here with beaches and kangaroos. Have they never been to America? America's got its own beaches. They don't need to hop on a plane and come 14 hours to see a beach. And they certainly don't need to come all this way to see a kangaroo. Do you know how many kangaroos there are in America? There's thousands of them. People have them for pets over there. In a minute, I'll tell you what my solution is. And then the Indians, they're trying to attract the Indians over with the pavlova. Crazy. And then the Japanese and the Chinese totally missed what they're trying to attract them with. But you have a look at the ad yourself. I think it's absolutely atrocious and a massive waste of money and a massive miss. But if I have a winch, I'll always give a solution. my solution to the ad would be attract the Americans with something unique. The Americans love cruises, as we know, and they love good food. So maybe do try to attract them with some remote cruising on the Western Australian coast with some delicious food, and maybe Tasmania as well, some cruising around Tasmania. That'd be my hook for those lot. The Indians, I would say the Indians are mainly interested in landmarks. So you don't have to be a rocket science. Go up to the Blue Mountains any day of the week and you'll see a lot of Indian people checking out the Three Sisters. They love it. One of the first things they do when they immigrate to Australia and settle in areas out in the west, you'll see them on day trips going up the mountains all the time. They love landmarks like that. So I'd attract them with that. The Chinese, as we know, love food, and they too love natural beauty, so they love some of the natural landmarks that are around. So I'd attract them with that. And the Japanese are always interested in cute animals, so I'd continue with that theme. That would be my way to attract tourists to Australia. It's very brief, but it's a contrast to what they showcased in the ad, let me tell you. But let me enjoy the rest of this coffee, and then we'll get around and have a look at the beautiful sky and beautiful scenery in old Sydney town today. The flat white has been consumed. As we leave Cafe Portico behind, we'll get moving. As we head down York Street, have a up and look up at the AWA Tower. Look at the blue sky. After all those weeks of rain, Sydney's bathed in beautiful sunshine today. We'll take a quick skirt through Wynyard Park here, and then we'll head over to Brookfields Place, I think. Sneak through there onto George. Not many people sitting on the ground because it's still wet.
It's hard not to.
Check the ground myself, see what it's like. It's drained pretty well. I'm not getting stuck in the mud or anything. Jeez, look at all the people trying to escape the city already.
Pretty warm. Lovely.
Brookfields Place, here we are. This is our sneaky wormhole onto George Street. Going down the escalators, it'll give us a chance to have a look at the construction on the new Hunter Street station as well. Still a big crane in there. Where are we going to go? I don't fancy going through Martin Place today. I want to stay close to Wynyard because I've got to get back over the bridge soon. What about these guys? They're going to drop us a bag of loot on the ground. Oh, what's this joint over here? People lining up for sandwiches. Public place, mate. That guy wasn't too happy with me filming over the wall. But it's a public place. He can beat it. Few people getting through the lane there. Yeah, so as I said before, make sure you have a look at that Tourism Australia ad. And you tell me what your thoughts are on whether that's going to attract anybody to fly, you know, over 14 hours to go on a holiday here. There's going to be a lot more people out and about today as well because of the nice weather. Seeing the weather's so nice, we've got to take a view of the water, I think. I think it's only 20 degrees now. Hasn't got up to the 21 degrees yet, but people are already stripping off down to singlets. Doesn't take long for the Aussies to overheat. Look at these lot over here outside Jackson's on George and the Salesforce Tower, enjoying the sunshine. Look at them. They've amassed. This guy's got a puffer jacket on. I don't know whether I'll go to that extent. Come some real tourists. There he goes, Nino. Parkj. Probably one of the ones that are riding around trying to bust the people on electric bikes that are too powerful. I myself, I'm a lot better. After my week off with the cold. Still a little bit congested. Collection of buildings in the blue sky. Alright, a quick skirt over to outside the MCA and we'll get a view of the harbour. Can I get up this little wall without injuring myself? Success. There we are. A few of the work crowd enjoying the sun down outside the MCA. The ibis, the bin chickens looking for scraps in between the people. Look at the number 1 circular quay there. There's actually men inside that little thing getting lifted up there, that platform. Don't know whether I'd be too keen to do that. That's a sneaky look at it before we come back in a few months and do another construction update. Oh, I tell you what, this ground here is wet.
And it's so nice. I'm not almost being a little bit too much and then realise, oh no.
I don't know what's going on over here. Some sort of film crew, some sort of TV commercial by the looks of it. See a guy carrying a boom around there and the cameraman's over there under his shade. If they want to block off the whole of the city, they should do better than this. Oh, I'm in the set. Well, we'll put some barriers up and just stand there. The worst film set I've ever seen. They just stick a bit of tape up and then expect to like block off almost the whole of Circular Quay. Bit ridiculous. Let's sneak up these stairs. Oh, the Rocks wood fire pizza and grill. Overseas passenger terminal there for the cruise ships. And out into the rocks. Camera's going good, not overheating. Might as well get through the rocks while we're here. Let's get up Argyle Street. Let's take the Argyle stairs, as many a tourist will do when they come to Sydney. Here we go. Let's take a view down here. Bit of office space for lease along here. Lots of old building footings and stuff on the hill here, old staircases, and the rocks back in the old days. Would have been little cottages along here, dotted along the hill here. Pretty steep as well. Look at the old, well, the representation of an old fireplace anyway there, and a table. Up above the main part of the rocks here, where a lot of the tourists will stroll on a Saturday at the markets, the rocks markets. Might turn around here. Oh, we might take a view of this old building here that's been redeveloped with its brutalist architecture style. It's been prettied up a bit. I've talked about this in previous videos. This used to be government housing. Can you believe it? Look at the views they had. for whatever reason, I can't remember what the name of the building is. I've covered it enough times to know. I'll whack it in the text. I don't mind like a sieve. The other bit of the steps now. We come out at the foot of the Glenmore Hotel. Great view in the Glenmore Hotel, up in the little rooftop terrace. Swing around, see if we can catch a glimpse of it. Yeah, just there we can see the awning. It's got a view out over the harbour, it's beautiful. Back onto Argyle Street. Someone getting their wedding photos, probably up at Observatory Hill. Walking down the road now. Maybe they're going to get some pictures in the tunnel as well. Underneath the harbour bridge. I'm starting to get quite warm now, walking along. I'm in a full tracksuit. Probably not the best choice for filming today. This guy's here playing a bit of lunchtime soccer on the little artificial pitch. Don't know whether you can see him in the glare of the sun. Oh, there's some playing. Oh, they're playing volleyball in here. Again, don't know whether you can see with the glare.
Yeah, sure.
Indoor volleyball. I wonder what this youth hostel's like. It's in a bloody great spot. I remember the name of that building now. I think it's called the Sirius Building. The one with the brutalist architecture style that used to be public housing. It came to me when I saw the youth hostel. So I remember walking across the bridge one day and saying, oh, this is the Sirius Building, blah, blah, blah. They're redeveloping it. Yeah, across the road there's some ye old buildings from the Rocks colonial days. Had to make a cracking print, that building there. With its corner facing wall there. Looks like something you'd see in Paris. at the base of the Shangri-La in Sydney now. Have some cracking views, the Shangri-La, if you get some of the rooms up the top. There's only one downside of the Shangri-La, I reckon. If you want to do a bit of walking around, if you're staying here for a couple of days, is you either got to navigate all the stairs at the rocks, which are quite steep, or you've never got to navigate Essex Street here, which again is quite steep. So lots of walking if you stay in the Shangri-La, or otherwise make use of some share vehicles or taxis. You can see I'm starting to make my way back to Wynyard now. Because I've got to get back over the big coat hanger and get about my day. This little staircase down to Gloucester Street. Never been down before. Look at that. That's obviously some scenes of the kids that were shipped off to Australia from England during the Second World War. Reading up about that time and some of the documentaries that were made as well, a lot of those kids ended up suffering abuse at the hands of the various charities and church groups that took them in. Obviously there's a lot of success stories as well. A lot of those kids went on to be prominent people in Australian society and in business and in sporting pursuits. But it goes back to the old rule, right? And that is try to avoid institutions at all. What am I trying to say? Avoid institutions at all cost. Is that what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean. Am I going for battery? Still green. So we'll keep going. You gotta be careful here because the cars will come swinging around this bend here. Not so much private cars, but buses and taxis. I'm gonna wait for the green light, I think. And there's St Philip's Church, which signifies we're on Church Hill, which in turn signifies that we're walking past Lang Park. Little Lang Park. Never bothered to check this little tribute before. The lion head and little drainage or fountain there. Who's this for? In tribute of Alderman Patrick Nolan, 1904. I wonder what this does. Is that a button or just a ring holder? Yeah, not bad. Nice little monument for himself. Well, he didn't do it himself, but you know what I mean. People dedicated it to him. I remember when I was in this park and I was raving on about the grass and how the grass would never grow because of the big trees. Well, have a look. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I was right or what? The video is over.